Hi ladies and gents, it's me Iain Myles here, the executive dating coach from KamaTV and from Kamalifestyles.com. And so today is my day as I'm going to be showing you a really thrilling infield clip whereby I actually approach a girl who's initially lying down on the beach. She's actually on her own and I basically strike up a conversation with her and I end up hooking up with her after we spend a bit of time together. Now, it was really fun and the girl was actually really awesome company. But look, before we get to it though, I just want to remind you to click on that red box that we know as a subscribe button, which you can find on the video right down below. And also don't forget to turn on the notifications by clicking on that little bell icon so that you never ever miss anything from either myself or from the rest of the Kama crew. Okay, so the time has come and without further ado, let's have a look at the footage and let's see how I get on with this girl. So stay tuned.
Excuse me. You look kind of Italian, by the way. You look like you're Italian. I thought I would say hello. How long are you here for?
I'm here for, I guess, for 3 days.
Oh, right.
But then I'm going to Malaga.
And Ian. You diet? No.
Just eat like intuitively.
Intuitively? How come you're in shape?
It's like I got 1 kilogram here for a week in Spain. So it's like...
Oh, okay. There's so much different information, but basically, like these two lines here, like when they're more curved, the lines, then your partner, your long-term partner, is going to be more attractive. You know, but if it's very straight, then your partner is going to be ugly. Like you know, but yours is quite curved. You have a few crosses, lines that cross, which is.
I hope I won't die.
So it means like you'll have like a few challenges in your life. I mean, you don't need to believe it, you know. People, they read mine and they told me so many good things. Cool, but to write a story, you know, when you're doing your copywriting.
Like, not really, because it's more a technician copywriter.
Yeah, okay, sorry.
There is no possibility to do it.
No, I'll teach you some more jokes.
Okay.
Right, now that was really interesting and the girl was really cool and we really got along well together and she was actually quite friendly. Okay, so what is it that we can learn from the footage and from the interaction as a whole? Well, you can see, I think that the main takeaway from this is to never rush an interaction that you may have with a girl. So what do I mean by this? Well, look, there's always seems to be some sort of hype in terms of hooking up with a girl as quickly as possible. And look, I totally get it. You know, you will often see various self-proclaimed, you know, seduction experts who are publishing these types of videos online where they're glorifying it to the guys who are watching. I mean, look, I won't name or shame, but you know who they are. And they will basically make you watch them hook up with a girl in, say, you know, under 10 minutes or whatever, which, you know, is great. Or is it really? You see, when watching this stuff, I would really take it with a pinch of salt. I mean, for sure, you know, it does happen and it can happen given, say, the right circumstance and the kind of right energy, but it's simply not going to happen to you all the time. It's not. And it's also not something that you can always control. So sorry to burst your bubble, okay? And furthermore, and more importantly, you know, the belief about how quickly you should, say, escalate with a girl can also really sabotage you, you know, when you're meeting new women, say, for the first time, or even when, say, you're going on dates with new women for that first time. So how can it sabotage you? Well, you're going to come into a date with an unrealistic expectation that, you know, you have to get with her in a certain period of time and that you have some sort of time limit to achieve this, which is wrong. Now, a lot of guys think that, say, you know, by midnight, she might just call the quits on you. So, you know, you have until then to make those moves. I mean, come on. So look, my advice to you here is really to take your time when you're with the girl. Okay, don't think that you have any sort of time limit, and don't put unnecessary pressure upon yourself. I mean, I would go even further to say that, you know, you should try to spend as much time with her on the day as possible. Okay, and we'll get to the nitty-gritty of that, but you want to maximize that time that you're together, because, you know, essentially she's going to get to know you so much better. And that is very comforting for the woman. Now, in the same way, look, when you look back at the footage, I actually spent quite a bit of time with the girl that I'd met from the beach. Now, when you look back, you know, we went to a beach bar together, and, you know, we were there all the way until after the sunset. Okay, so the moral of the story here is definitely take your time when you're with her, and don't rush that interaction. So really do take your time. Okay, at this stage, some guys might be celebrating, cheering, and thinking that, you know, they can just rock up to the girl and they can just stand next to her like, you know, some sort of friendly Labrador. But no, definitely not. You know, you obviously need to be trying to take that interaction forward whilst you're with her for, say, you know, an extended period of time. But the time factor will basically allow you to escalate with her more and much more gradually, which is why I emphasize on it. So never allow yourself to be mute, and, you know, always take steps forward to generate that interaction with her. Okay, you can do this by, you know, touching her hands or smelling her perfume perhaps. You know the typical sort of things that you would do to get close to her. Okay, so coming back to spending time with her, you know, a way in which you can achieve this, or a way in which will help you to achieve this, is to take her to multiple venues during that interaction. Okay, try not to stick to that same venue for the entire period. I mean, look, there's nothing wrong with sticking around at that same venue. However, it's always better to mix things up. Now, the reason why I say this is because it builds a kind of familiarity with you and her as you're basically spending more time together, and it builds that connection, and it's kind of very comforting in her mind because, you know, she will feel like she shared various experiences with you. So it really gives off that perception. So, you know, definitely mix things up and take her to multiple venues and multiple places. And, you know, the beauty about this is you can even take it to a micro level too, in the sense that even simply by moving around a few times in that same very venue, that will also have that same impact of building that familiarity with her. So for instance, you know, you might feel uncomfortable in the seat that you're sitting in, or even better, you know, you might spot a couch which, you know, you two could share somewhere just across the venue. Now you can basically, you know, you can suggest to her to move to that couch. Okay, and look, this is what I mean by taking it to a micro level, as, you know, you're moving around in that same very venue and you're basically building that familiarity with her. And how else can you approach this? How else can we spend more time with her on a date? Well, I suppose, you know, you should really just enjoy that interaction with her and really enjoy that intimacy that you're creating and that you're sharing with her. And that on its own will allow you to spend so much more time with her. Now, a way in which you can do this is basically by expressing and talking about what it is that you love talking about. That is it. Now, don't feel like, you know, you need to impress her by being someone that you're not. Just talk about what you enjoy and what makes you happy. You know, if you love talking about history, then talk about it. If you love talking about football, then talk about it too. And, you know, you will see that the passion in your conversation will really just come out, and that time will really fly by because, you know, you are enjoying yourself there. So have a think about it, and think about what it is that you really love talking about with your male friends, and just express yourself. And I just want to come back to what I mentioned earlier in terms of escalating with her quickly. Now, look, you can certainly try to escalate with her faster, and you definitely can, and you probably will pull it off too. However, more often than not, you know, your strike rate will actually be higher in aggregate when you spend longer durations of time on dates than if you try to be like a wizard and, you know, take her back within 10 minutes each time. Now guys, I've been field testing this for many years, and I can tell you that it's the case. Now, I'm always really skeptical when I see guys, you know, take back girls within, say, 10 minutes, especially when the energy is low. a lot of the time that footage is actually staged. So just be a bit conscious of that too. Okay, so when I take out our clients on our residential training program, I will get them to go onto dates just like this, just like you've seen in the infield footage. Now, when we're together, when we're spending time together, I will motivate them to approach girls that they don't know, and I will persuade them to go onto dates with them. And the dates will literally be on the spot at the moment that they meet the girls. Now, you may think that, look, this is absolutely impossible, and you may wonder how, you'll be able to pull this off. Well, look, you might also think that surely the footage of me and the girl hooking up together is staged. Well, you see, when we go out together, I will first demonstrate right in front of you how to do it. Okay, so the first hour will be a demonstration by myself and the Kama team where, we will show you how to spark that attraction with a girl that we don't know. And then, when you see it done with your own eyes, you will see that it is totally real and it does work. And your reality will suddenly change there and then. And, this shift in your reality will allow you to get the success yourself. Now, you will see that this is actually really easy once you see it done with your own eyes, because you see, seeing in real life is believing and not simply watching it online. And remember that you will never be left alone, because I will be coaching you one-on-one so that we can communicate about any difficulties that you may have, and we can work together to eliminate these during the course of the program. So at this stage, you have to take a step back and ask yourself, do you want to learn this stuff for real? Or do you want to continue watching other, self-proclaimed dating gurus tell you how to get that success by watching them speak about it online? Okay, so, have a think about it. And, when you decide that you want to embark on this really amazing journey, then click on the link in the video's description right down below and click on the card right above to get to our residential training page. Now, guys, it's really up to you now. So think about it and think deep down what it is that you truly want in this life. Where do you want to be, and what do you want to be doing? But most importantly, what kind of girl do you want to be with? Okay, and also realize that you can do so much better than where you are right now too. And you are worth so much more that you can't even imagine. And you have so much talent to bring to the table that, this is yet to materialize, that you just won't believe it. So really think about it and really take a step back, from your daily routine and start realizing your full potential. Okay, so the act of visualization in achieving your goals is so important and so powerful, because what you can imagine does come true eventually. And look, I'm speaking for myself here, because I never had amazing success with women when I was much younger, many years ago. I didn't. And look, that made me unhappy in life. And I think deep down inside of me, I always felt that I could do better with myself. And really and truly, I wanted to do better, and I would do whatever it takes to get what I want. But look, I always liked imagining things. And so I imagined a world where, I was getting amazing success. And I always dreamt of being with that, dream girl. And I'd always imagined myself having that great confidence when I go out, when I'm out in the bars and in the clubs. So really have a think about what it is that you want and try to imagine it in your mind, because this will bring it so much closer to you each day. And life is just way too short not to be getting what we want, not to be enjoying the fruits of the earth, because look, we're only here for a limited amount of time. So do you really want to be looking back in regret on what could have been or what should have been? I mean, I don't think so. So give yourself the courage to step forward, to finally decide on what you're going to do and to take the actions towards this. Okay, we have unfortunately come to the end of yet another one of my videos today, and I hope that you liked it. And look, as always, please do put your comments, your insights and your suggestions in the comment section right down below. I'd be keen to hear your thoughts on the video too. Okay, ladies and gents, I have many more exciting videos coming your way very soon, so do keep your eyes peeled. Now, there is so much more to showcase here on KamaTV. Okay, so today you were joined by none other than Iain Myles, and I'll see you next time.